Hello YouTubers, this is cessnaace back again with another video. Back wearing a new t-shirt purchased for me by my wife. Now, I just opened it a few minutes ago. It was still in its original wrapper, and affixed to the wrapper was a barcode sticker that had printed on it what is printed on this shirt. And what I saw was I paused my game to be her ... And I wondered, to be her what? All right, mystery solved. Okay, this is a new comic arrivals video. I believe we are at week 10, and this week I received 2 orders from Radio Comics and a package from 01 Comics / Kablam / Indie Planet of print-on-demand comics. There are 5 of those. And I received a massive package from Things from Another World, which I would show you, but it's over here, and the camera's there, and I would have to move everything. And so I will just start showing things. First up, from IDW, Rocky and Bullwinkle Classic Adventures. Now, I pay, as I believe I've mentioned, an additional 25 cents per comic, trade paperback, what have you, so that it is shipped with a bag and a board. Well, in a bag with a board. Well, they ship this without one, and I don't have a bag that will hold this because of its thickness. So there you go. This collects the first, well, includes issues 1 through 12 of the Gold Key series that began in 1962. Also includes tales from Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Dudley Do-Right, and Boris and Natasha. Now, normally I receive a 20% discount from Things from Another World when I have pre-ordered or am subscribed to a title. But this I back-ordered, so no discount. Cost me $29.99. Now, some of these that I'm about to show you were identified at Things from Another World as being graphic novels and some trade paperbacks, and quite frankly, I don't see the difference. They are all from IDW. This is Rocky and Bullwinkle, Moose on the Loose. And yes, these were shipped in bags with boards, as you can see. Although they don't have the Things from Another World sticker on them for some reason. Anyway, Rocky and Bullwinkle Classics, Star Billing. Rocky and Bullwinkle Classics, Mastermind Moose. And yes, I will begin reading those as soon as I'm finished with the current Archie Digest that I'm reading. Rocky and Bullwinkle Classics, Vocational Therapy. And finally, from DC, which does have a TFAW sticker on it, this is issue 1 of a 3-issue series, Superman Smashes the Klan. Now, what's interesting about this is it is an adaptation of a story arc that was broadcast as part of the Adventures of Superman radio series. These episodes aired in 1946. And although it doesn't mention it in this issue, I do know that it resulted in a dramatic drop in membership in the KKK. I read that somewhere. This is really good. It's not inexpensive, $7.99, but it's really good. Wait a minute. As a Christian, I've always resented the fact that the KKK took the cross, and used it for their own hate. In the back, they begin an historical piece, nonfiction, of the KKK. However, it's to be continued in the next two issues, along with the story, of course. Okay, still not to the standard size comics. Archie and Me, Jumbo Comics Digest, issue 22. And yes, this is how it was shipped. Sometimes they don't do this. When I have an even number that come in, sometimes they put two of them in the same bag, an oversized bag, and no board. But two came in this past week, and they had a bag and a board. This is the 5th issue of Archie Milestones. Okay, getting to DC Black Label, their relatively new prestige format line. This is Joker Killer Smile, Book 1. And as is frequently the case with these larger items, they use 2 stickers. Okay, now we get to the standard size comics, and everything is in alphanumerical order, regardless of whether it came from Things from Another World, Radio Comics, or Indie Planet. Okay, this is issue 3. I have the first 2 issues. I haven't started reading it yet, though. Actually, I misspoke, because I don't have the first 2 issues of this. I need to get them. This is from Marvel, issue 3 of Absolute Carnage, Lethal Protectors. Okay, this I have issues 1 and 2 of. Absolute Carnage, Scream from Marvel, issue 3. And this is the variant edition of that same issue. Okay, from DC, issue 1016 of Action Comics. which usually features Superman. Sometimes it features Supergirl. This is the connecting variant cover. Okay, I have the first two issues of this series. Well, actually, I think I'm missing issue 1. Oh well, this is from Action Lab, issue 3 of Adventure Finders. Adventure Finders, The Edge of Empire. So I still need to procure issue 1. I think what confused me is I have 2 different covers of issue 2. Okay, this is the variant edition from Marvel of issue 4 of Arrow. Okay, from Action Lab Danger Zone. This is issue 1 of a mashup between Zombie Tramp, Vamp Blade, and Dollface. It is called Amalgama Space Zombie, issue 1. Danger Zone is one of those companies that tend to go a little overboard with the number of variant covers they offer. Anyway, cover price $4.99. Okay, I'm going to have to back up because this one has a risque cover. Although she is wearing pasties. So not entirely topless. Okay, this is the chatzoudis, I hope I pronounced that correctly, variant. Generally what they do is they offer 3, sometimes 4 main covers and then a risque variant of that same cover. This is from Marvel, issue 1 of The Amazing Mary Jane. This is the variant edition. And when I saw this cover at Things from Another World, I really liked it, so I went ahead and ordered it even though I was subscribed to the main cover already. Okay, this is a series tied to Buffy the Vampire Slayer called Angel. This is issue 6. As I've mentioned before, covers with this design element are the main covers. This, I believe, is the connecting variant cover. Okay, this is issue 1 of a 4-issue limited series from Amigo? 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 I don't know. Anyway, the Apocalypse Girl. Okay, this is a 100-page giant for Aquaman, obviously from DC. Okay, this is issue 708 of Archie. This is the Pet Pals variant cover. I'm sure you've noticed the 4 there. This is issue 4 of a 5-issue story arc within the main series. It says there, although you can't see it, 708. Okay, I've read this issue already. This is issue 3 of a 6-issue miniseries from Archie. Archie, The Married Life, 10th anniversary. Now, for some reason, Things from Another World always list these issues under the title Archie the Married Life 10 Years Later, and that's not the title of the series. I have checked the indicia. It is Archie the Married Life dash 10th anniversary. Alright, this is a variant cover. Of course, this is a follow-up to a series that Archie published 10 years ago, where Archie married Betty and Veronica. So the first half of each issue pertains to one story arc where he's married to Veronica, and then the second half where he's married to Betty. Alright, issue 2 of 5 of Archie vs. Predator 2. This is a variant cover. I always make sure to file everything in the correct order. So cover A precedes cover B, preceding cover C and D, and so forth. This is from Image, issue 6 of Ascender. Although I use the shipping invoice to double check everything, and I looked everywhere and could not find the shipping invoice for this shipment. Alright, from AfterShock, issue 3 of Bad Reception. Okay, this is issue 5 from Dynamite of Betty Page Unbound. I don't know why I started to stick a D in there. It's not Unbound, it's Unbound. This is a variant cover. Unbound, by the way, is, I believe I've mentioned this before, Volume 3 in Dynamite's Betty Page series of series. Of course, she was a pinup model. I have to get the photo cover variant when it is available, when there is one, I should say. Okay, this is another one I've read. This is issue 1 from Archie. Cover price $2.99. Betty and Veronica, Friends Forever. Well, in DC it says B and V, Friends Forever. And the cool thing about this series is, well, first of all, it's bi-monthly. It's done in the classic Archie style, not what they're producing now. In their main titles, I mean. Not reprints. New story. Stories. Alright, this is from DC, issue 1 of Black Adam. Okay, from Titan, issue 4 of Blade Runner 2019. And so's this. Alright, from Titan, issue 16 of Bloodborne. And so's this. So's this. I can't talk tonight. Okay. This did come from Things from Another World, but some of the issues they shipped this past week did not have a Things from Another World sticker on them. They had these bags that are already sealed, and I couldn't open them without damaging the bags, so I had to replace the bags on the ones that I've opened. And I opened this one because I've read it. This is Casper's Haunted Halloween #1. This is the limited edition variation. Cover price $9.99. That is the only cover of that I got. I thought I would try this series out. They don't number them because each issue is meant to be a self-contained story. This story is called Return to Daniken. It is from Basement Studios. And the name of the series is Cave Woman. Now, this is the tamest cover variation of this particular story. There are numerous covers, and most of them I would never be able to show. Now, this is the only the only cover that I bought, but the other series that they show covers for on the back are Target, Anka, Riptide, Rescue Party, and Pandemonium. And yes, I did read this. And yes, I have pre-ordered the next story, the tamest cover I could find, because there was only one of that particular story where the cover didn't contain complete nudity. All the others did. Now, I really like this cover from Vault Comics. Cover price $3.99, issue number 1 of Cult Classics Creature Feature. I have read this as well. Now, I did get the variant cover because it pays. What is with me tonight? Doesn't play. It pays homage to both issue 1 of Afterlife with Archie and also Francesco Francavilla. And I don't mean to butcher any names, but I'm sure I'm doing that tonight. Alright, this is part of DC's Dollar Comics line. This reprints Batman 497 Nightfall. Now, I have not read any of the Dollar Comics from DC yet. However, I have read a number of the True Believers comics from Marvel, which are reprints as well. This is Superman number 75. You'll notice that says number 1 in the left hand corner and then 75 there. Okay, I am going to have to read this one for sure, as it has an awesome cover for one thing. Swamp Thing. One of the True Believers that I've read was True Believers, The Hulk, Other Hulks. And these are Hulks that are not the Incredible Hulk. They predated the Incredible Hulk. And one of the issues reprinted within those pages, I looked it up in the price guide, and it goes for thousands of dollars by itself. So I know that this was going to be the only way that I was going to be able to read that story and enjoy the pulpy type of stories like that. This is Disney DuckTales, Silence and Science, issue 2, cover A. A 3-issue series. I didn't already say that. So I'm waiting until I have the 3rd issue before I start reading this. This is cover B. Okay, from American Mythology. This is one of their mature titles. This is issue 2 of book 2 of Eternal Thirst of Dracula. And whoa, I was going to say, and so is this, but this has a completely topless female astride a large wolf. Okay, this is one of the series that I got from Radio Comics, and it's a 4-issue miniseries. I bought them as part of a value pack, and I've read them all. The series is called Eureka, and I quite enjoyed reading this series. Quick read though. There was one particular set of pages I was looking for. Each issue has a couple of these pinups, essentially, and they are signed by the artist Mark Moore. So quite enjoyed it. The interesting thing is there are many characters that have names that are in our universe, like the likes of Cary Grant and Robert Redford and that sort of thing. But they are not human. In fact, there are no humans in this series. Issue 2. Issue 3. And issue 4. Now this is another series I got from Radio Comics. However, it wasn't published by them. It was published by Antarctic Press. However, Radio Comics was founded by people who left Antarctic Press, and somehow they wound up with an enormous number of titles from Antarctic Press. So if you want issues of those, you might find them in stock at Radio Comics. This series is called F3 Bandit, and this is issue 3, and it says right there, manga. Don't know if you can make that out, but there is a free trading card. One included in every issue, in fact, that I have. They are stapled in. This is card 2. Issue 4. Now if you want to know which cards are in these other issues, cessnaace at Patreon/cessnaace, link in the description box. I listed all that information. I'm trying to list as much information as I can on everything. This is issue 5. Only costs $1. And this is issue 8. This series is for mature readers if you can't figure that out. It does say so right there. Okay, this is from Aspen Comics. This is volume 8, issue 6, cover A of Fathom. I like how they put all that information on the cover. And by the way, I did, this is cover B, the same issue. I did have to send an email to Aspen Comics. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted some clarification on why a particular issue had been delayed. And within 24 hours, they had emailed me back and told me the complete story, well, most of the story, of why that particular issue was delayed. All right. This is a print-on-demand comic. I've already shown you issues 1 and 2 of this series. This is issue 3. This is a 4-issue miniseries from Atomic Pulp. Femme Noir, The Dark City Diaries. And yes, I have read this because after I read the first 2 issues, I really wanted to find out what's going to happen next. So I had to order these. I ordered cover A on each of these 2 issues, 3 and 4. How are we doing on time? I'm not even halfway through. Right, from Boom Studios, this is issue 10 of Firefly. And so's this. Now, although I haven't shown you everything that I got from Radio Comics, this is next in line because something that they always do, at least they've always done with me, is they include a free bonus comic with every order that they process. And this is what they sent me this month. I was looking at the word monthly. This past week, the order they sent me contained issue 129 of Furlough. Now, I had ordered issues 5 and 6 of Hurricane Girls from Antarctic Press through them, but as you see in this note, they searched and searched their warehouse and couldn't find any copies. They did send me a refund, so that was cool. I'm only missing 2 or 3 issues. I've got the first 4 issues of Hurricane Girls. Alright, this is another 100-page giant from DC, Ghosts. Okay, this is issue 3 of Ghost Spider from Marvel. This is issue 2 of a series from Action Lab Danger Zone, Going to the Chapel. And yes, I have issue 1, but I've been waiting until I have more issues. I have enough issues. Different cover. Okay, this is issue 32 of Grimm Fairy Tales from Zenescope. And this has to be at least volume 2. Probably is volume 2. Because I have issues of volume 1 that go much higher than that. Volume 2. Okay, this is the same issue, cover B. This is the Halloween special for 2019 of Grimm Tales of Terror. Cover A. Cover B. Okay, this is another Buffy the Vampire event series. Hellmouth, number 1 of 5. From Boom Studios. This is from Action Lab. This is issue 3 of Harold, Lovecraft, and Tesla. Bundles of Joy. This is issue 2 of a 2-issue series from IDW. And yes, I do have issue 1, The Island of Dr. Moreau. Been made into a film multiple times. Some of those adaptations had nothing to do with the actual story of The Island of Dr. Moreau. Okay, from Action Lab Danger Zone. This is the first issue of Kill Switch. And so's this. I have to wrap up, even though I have a long way to go and a short time to get there. This is wish they wouldn't print it that way because my dyslexia throws me off. Kajumax, I believe, is what it is. Season 5, issue 1 from Oni Press. And we are going to stop there. So, please feel free to comment below. and a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. That helps with YouTube and their algorithms, because otherwise my video may not show up in your feed, even if you are subscribed. And YouTube has this tendency lately to unsubscribe people. I know, because I have found myself unsubscribed to channels I know I subscribe to. So, until next time, stay awesome. Oh, Mark McElligott and Andrew J.M. I'll shout out those two patrons. Until next time, stay awesome.